Gray, right here on with us tonight, and talking about a lot of things. Talking about Coach Tarkanian, the loyalty, the things that he taught you on and off the court. You know, we already talked about Donald Sterling being the Clippers owner. Let's talk about high school basketball here in the state of Utah. And this is going to be passionate, but we had a poll question about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. We talked about, should a shot clock be instituted in high school basketball? What are your feelings on that? How do you think that's going to help the players develop and prepare them and for the transition for their next level? Speak on it. What do you think? I mean, you coach at the high school level here.
Yeah.
Do you see that being something positive and productive for high school basketball nationwide and in the state of Utah?
Well, I'm from California, so we had a shot clock. So I would love to have a shot clock, but the thing is that I have so many friends, Coach, that will love to come here and recruit, but they just don't like the basketball here.
Yeah.
I think that putting pressure on some of these coaches to change their philosophy on coaching will be huge if you get a 35-second shot clock. You just can't sit there and hold the ball.
Yeah.
I would love a shot clock here, and then you get more coaches outside of Utah.
There you go.
With my AAU program, Scott, I don't mess with politics and of religion.
Yeah.
But I get the deal here with some kids that don't do this and that. There's so many scholarships in Utah. I don't have all the best kids, but I have kids that can play outside of Utah. I have kids turn down $200,000 scholarships because they don't want to leave the state of Utah. But the thing is that with a shot clock, I think it will make teams better. Not playing, but teams, but players better. And I think it make coaches better. And with me at Summit Academy High School, first shot up, you got the shot. We like to shoot under 10 seconds. We're going to get it up and shoot it. That's why we play, and that's just what it is.
Well, look at the success that Coach Mike D'Antoni had with the Phoenix Suns when Steve Nash was his point guard, shooting in 8 seconds or less. I mean, pass, boom, get it up before the defense can get set up and do what they want to do. But I think you hit on a great point that there would be more scholarship opportunities for these kids to learn how to play the right way, and at least AAU basketball gives them that venue and that vehicle to play in that type of system, because coaches aren't coming to Utah to recruit these kids because they do play such an old-fashioned school dinosaur kind of basketball.
Well, I'm a big fan of Quincy Lewis at Long Peak.
Yeah.
And with him, the way he plays, the things that some of these kids and some of these coaches, in Utah, they don't even like AU basketball.
Yeah.
And I was just given another opportunity and another venue, another skill to play. But Quincy at Lone Peak, thank God for him. If you're listening, I like you because I like the way you play. I like the guy from Wasatch Academy. I love Gino Morgan, the way he plays. But Quincy put everybody on the map. Like, I get so many emails from, how do you play? Do you play like Long Peak? Yes, we get up and down and shoot. I hate to say it this way, Scott, but they're always like, my boys back home in L.A. and Vegas, Long Peak got the coldest white boys ever.
Yeah.
And they can shoot and play, and they let them play, and they got freedom.
Yeah.
And that's the way we play. And when I go down and we go to Vegas, or we travel, wherever we go, it's like, hey, you coaching all these kids from Utah?
Yeah.
It's like, this is what it is. So
Yeah.
You know how it works, but
right, exactly. But hey, the shot clock is needed. Let's just be honest.
I love the shot clock. I would love a shot clock, Coach Fiields.
Well, I hope the UHSAA, enough people get behind it, because there were even strategies with, I think maybe it was a 2A school down in that held the ball the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was, I can tell you, Gunnison.
Yeah.
No, that was South Severe against Wasatch.
That's right. They held the ball against Wasatch Academy
for 8 minutes and 27 seconds.
Wow.
And then tried to shoot it.
Yeah. And they were down 20, weren't they? Weren't they down like 22 and just kind of slow?
Actually, they were okay playing, consider who they were.
Yeah.
And, Gino called me about that, and he was like, dude, they held the ball. I'm like, yeah, well,
wow.
What do you want to do? But
yeah.
I would love to get a shot clock, and they said it's about the financial part, but I'm like, come on, man, for real, this is Utah.
Yeah. Let's try to get some exposure for these
Right.
kids because there's some talent here.
Mhm.
They just don't get the exposure they need because people don't come here to recruit the talent because of the style of play.
Well, you know, Bob, I mean, he didn't have a shot clock. I'm pretty sure you didn't have a shot clock.
That's right. Hey, real quick, an update. The Miami Heat beat Brooklyn tonight, 102-96. You've got Portland playing San Antonio right now. Portland's ahead 25-24. It's still the first quarter with about 47 seconds to go, but congratulations.
I think,
once
Scott,
again
I think Miami,
to Heat.
they saw Indiana won, and they was like, okay, we can't stretch this out.
Yeah, that's right. They need to get their rest, huh? They need to get their rest. So congratulations to Miami on a fantastic win. Coach, what are some other strengths and weaknesses you see with players at the high school level here in the state of Utah?
My my whole thing is with the state of Utah is everybody in Utah can shoot. That's what we can do. But it's the back to the basket game, Scott. But nobody's really playing that anymore. So I get that part. But I want kids to be full-time basketball players. If you're gonna be a basketball player, play full-time. You can't be a part-time hooper. That's what I call it, a part-time hooper. Like I always, like if you're gonna put the work in, put the work in. There are kids at the high level. Those kids go to BYU. Local kids go to BYU. The Haws, all those kids from Long Peak. And I'm starting to get some of those Long Peak kids. But it's just like, be a full-time hooper. Don't be a part-time hooper. And, I mean, it's always good to go to school and, you know, and, oh, Scott, I always tell my parents, I don't mess with politics and religion. But, it's okay to put the extra work in. And when you're not practicing with your AAU team, put the extra work in. With whoever you need. Maybe Scott Fiields. He's a great guy. And you made us run a lot, but that was okay. I wasn't running that much, but it was good times.
Well, I mean, you hit on one thing. You know, you don't see a lot of players with, especially the fives. You don't see them playing with, like you say, they're back to the basket. The footwork with those players aren't very good. You know, like you said, Utah has some shooters, so the mechanics and some of the mechanics still need tweak because they're not perfect looking jump shots. There's stuff that can be fine tuned there. But I mean, even with the guards, you know, 1-2 dribble pull ups, you know, getting to your comfort spot, you know, getting to the elbows, you know, the floaters. There's a lot of skill sets and fundamentals that still need to be taught and need that repetition to add to their skill set so that way they can have a go-to move, an asset move going to the next level. But what about that counter move when your go-to move gets stopped once you get deeper into the playoffs? Because those teams are going to key on you, and you have to have that counter move. These kids need to know that and understand that because everybody thinks offensively. Now think about the Dennis Rodmans, the defensive players, the Tyrone Lues, the guys who had careers because you know they could do just that. There are other jobs that you can get out there. You don't have to be a 20-point scorer, but you can be a great role player. Talk on that.
Coach, I tell my kids all the time, it's like, we can't have everybody average 40.
Yeah.
We can't.
Right.
And so just make the correct play. If you're going to be a shot blocker, I know a lot of friends make millions of dollars blocking shots and rebounds. And so, or you get a scholarship.
Yeah.
You get a scholarship by doing that. I'm not talking about on the next level, but you can go to school, get a degree by being a shot blocker, taking the ball out fast, rebounding, and being a good teammate. And that's what I tell our kids. Like our kids, Scott, I don't have all the top kids in Utah. I have D2 guys. I wouldn't trade them.
Right.
They crazy, but I like them.
Yeah.
But it's just you got to find your niche on your team, and if you're gonna be the sixth man, be the sixth man. You know, you have issues with, I'm not starting. I'm like, well, you played starter minutes. What does that mean? I'm like, are you in the fourth quarter? Yeah. That's starter minutes. I trust you.
Yeah.
So most kids don't get that, and most parents don't get that.
Yeah.
They just like, I want little Corey to play. But it's just, you just find your role because everybody can't average 40 points.
That's right. That's right. And to understand that role, accept it, embrace it, and be the best at it. I mean, look at Crawford with the Clippers. Sixth man of the year, but this guy comes in. 5
different teams. That's
wow.
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But
we won't talk about that.
He comes in consistently and lights it up and can play, but he's embraced that role and has made a career of it, you know?
Right.
So, you know, there's a lot of entitlement with players and in the young kids today. let's talk about it.
Let's talk about socks. Let's talk about wearing socks, though. No, for real, Scott. I'd be like, hey, coach, I can't play. I don't have my elite socks. I'm like, I played in Walmart socks. But some of these kids is comedy. Bob, you had elite socks?
No, I don't.
All right, good times. So that's my whole thing is like, I'm like, stop worrying about what you look like.
Yeah,
Just
I love
play,
it.
man. And entitlement, and it's, I should do this, I should do that, and it's
Everybody thinks they're owed something, huh? Instead of going out and working for
just
it.
elite socks. I don't know. Stop wearing your elite socks, viewers. Stop wearing your elite socks. Not when you're playing basketball. Stop that. Anyway, but yeah, some kids are.
Sad part is I don't even know what those are.
You probably got about 10 pairs, Bob. But my whole thing is like, some kids are entitled, and I try to. When we get an entitled kid, I love entitled kids because I break them down to the core. I go Bob Knight on them, and you already know about that.
Yeah,
So, you
I'm from
Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, I know.
I'm one of them
So
Hoosiers.
we break them down all the way to the bottom. Who cares about what socks and shoes you're wearing? So I hate cool guys, and you know that, Scott. Just play your game, and I hate cool guys.
Okay, I love it. Hey, let's take another quick break to go pay the bills, and we're going to come right back on with an ever-candid Coach Evric Gray right here on the Coach Scott Fields Show. Let's go pay the bills, Bob.
Your broad shoulders there.